if you wouldn't talk to your friend that way, would you talk to yourself that way?
Once I get up there and play the first note, I'm good. I'm in the zone.
So I'm like, you're gonna kill it. You're born to be a rock star.
Noel, and I love Rugged Revival.
This is the Rugged Revival podcast. We're your home in the UK's country, America and roots music community. First of all, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. It goes a long way to helping the channel out, and it means we can have more of these great conversations with your favourite artists. Anyway, on today's show, I've got two of my favourite artists right now, straight out of Kentucky, Brock Burton and Gracie Yates. How are you doing, guys? You okay?
We're doing well. Thank you for having us.
Awesome. Where are you guys now? Are you at home in Kentucky now?
We are. We're home in Elizabethtown, Kentucky for right now.
Sweet. Okay. So how's your week going? What you been up to lately? What's going on?
It's gone really well. We spent the last weekend at Sleeping in the Woods Music Festival, so that was really fun. And then we've just been home getting ready for our next shows.
Yep.
I've that's on my bucket list of things to do, to go and see Nick Jameson and his festival. It's what was it like? Give us an insight into that.
Oh, it was great. Really, really good songwriters, fun community. It was just a great weekend. Seeing a bunch of friends and getting to hang out and talk to all these musicians, and this is a great time.
Yeah, the sets were incredible. Nick's set was amazing, and we were car camping the whole time. So it was just like we didn't have a ton of service, so it was a little bit of like a break and just focus on the music. It was so much fun.
Awesome. Yeah, I saw some of your uploads in terms of Brock putting up the tent, was it, I think, or trying to put the tent up?
That was from Laurel Cove last year.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, we were setting up camp like in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that was a rough night.
Yeah,
We got lost on the side of the mountain. It was raining.
it was the best memory.
Good for you guys, though. Me and my family don't do camping. I would love to do more camping personally, but you won't catch my wife and my kids, doing that side of it. Maybe one day I'll get them into it. But that's superb, guys. I mean, I think what we'll do straight away is we'll dial it back. I'm always interested in hearing where people grew up and where you guys come from. And so, yeah, we'll start with, I don't know, should we do ladies first? We'll go to you, Gracie. Where did you grow up, and what was life like growing up?
I grew up in Kentucky. I had a big family. I have a lot of cousins, and I'm the oldest of 4 siblings. So it was chaotic and a lot going on. My parents and my grandparents were all really big music lovers, and so I grew up like going to live music and going to the beach and watching like the live music in Florida. And so I just had a really strong appreciation for music early on. And I got a desire to travel. Like my parents traveled a lot when they were younger, and so it always inspired me.
Wonderful. And what sort of music was playing in your household growing up?
A lot of Elvis. My dad's parents were huge Elvis fans. Like we would go to Graceland and visit Memphis and when I was younger. So there's a lot of that, a lot of like classic rock, 70s, AC/DC as well. I love Joan Jett a lot too.
Yeah, I can kind of see that in the style somewhat. That's pretty cool. So quite a varied mix of music growing up. How about yourself, Brock?
Yeah, I grew up in Kentucky. Kind of do the Kentucky things, like the be in the outdoors and stuff. I do music, and I also train dogs for work. And but yeah, I grew up around music my whole life. I really didn't see myself doing it until I got older. After high school, I started taking it more serious. And my dad's family had been playing music forever, singing and playing guitar and being involved with venues. And my mom's family was the same way, and they love music. And yeah, it just kind of came to be through happen chance. I ended up hurting my knee in football and kind of took up music and ran with it, and here we are now.
Haven't looked back since then, man. Superb. How old are you guys, if you don't mind me asking, because you seem quite young?
I'm 25.
I'm 22.
Okay, so you still got a lot of years ahead of you to play the
Fingers
music.
crossed.
Definitely. I'll be doing this till I'm old.
It's exciting right at the start, man. It's superb. But so it's great. You know, I've been watching you guys from afar for a while. I mean, that sounds a bit creepy, but musically, obviously. But I loved what you guys did individually, and you know, it's been really cool seeing you kind of do more stuff together. But I suppose how would you describe your personalities to begin with, and tell us the story of how you kind of got together as well.
You gonna go first?
Yeah, we can go. My personality, I'm probably a little more, I don't know, joking around, goofy, laid back.
He's very funny.
Yeah, I kind of go with the flow kind of things. And then we ended up, well, hanging out and stuff the first time because I had texted her on Instagram. And I actually was good friends with her sister in high school. And I had asked her if she wanted to hang out and write some music. And I ended up getting nervous and almost didn't go. But I showed up and we kind of hit it off on the front porch. And then she asked me to sing the national anthem with her at a rodeo.
Mhm.
And it's been history ever since.
Yeah.
That's a cool story. It's well, it's good. You know, it's good that you had the balls to reach out, Brock. So good for you.
Yeah.
It worked out really well. I had he messaged me right when I was heading back from performing in Texas for a while, and I had been there for like 2 months. So it just was really good timing, and we started writing together and just hanging out.
Brilliant. Yeah, we'll go into definitely more of that in a second because I'm really interested in terms of the stuff that you've been writing and the stuff that you've been releasing. That's probably not on Spotify, but kind of doing the rounds on socials, which is superb, and some of the stuff that we've obviously shared as well. But in terms of the Kentucky music scene, you know, I've said it many times on the podcast. It feels like our home away from home, even though we've not been there. Funny enough, but you know, since we started the podcast and doing this, you know, all of the best people we've met online, you know, our kind of best friends with Lance and you know, other people, and like Josh Mitchum, and it just feels like, you know, a fantastic place to go. So I'm looking forward to it someday to get over there. But in terms of the scene itself and the people and the culture, you know, how would you kind of describe it in your own words?
It's definitely a big community. It's such a small world, funnily. Like you run into people that know everybody and there's connections everywhere, but it's also just really supportive. And there's so many incredible musicians that we love going out and just listening to all of these other artists in our community. And we're lucky enough that they do that back to us. So it's just been so much fun, like watching our friends grow and continue to write and release amazing music and become better friends along the way.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's that's what I get from it. I get this real sense of community, and I think that's probably why the scene fits in really well with what we do on the Rugged Revival. So yeah, like I said, hopefully one day we'll get out there. But in the meantime, our fantastic kind of team and contributors, you know, like Lance and Kenzie as well. I think Gracie,
Oh,
you met
yes, I love
Kenzie
her.
at the Burl. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's awesome. So she was hanging around the Burl and well, so hanging around the Burl, but you know, she's been on the scene for a long time and got to catch up with you, have a chat about the Full of Love of Appalachia night. I think you guys were at previously, weren't you?
Yes, I think that's the first time I met her. And we had so much fun. We just hung out all night, and then I got to do the interview. And then she came out to our next Brill show as well.
And she came to a show in Tennessee too,
Yeah.
Justin.
Yeah, yeah. So that's great. So it's great you got to catch up and mentioned Lance before, but so we got this collaboration for people listening, you know, the Rugged Revival Falling For Grit sessions. And so Brock and Gracie, we shared a couple of your songs already. We've still got one more to share. And we thought, well, we'll let people kind of savor the ones that we put out. It's been a fantastic reception to that. So Covered Mirrors is the next one. And I'm not going to reveal the date that we'll put that out just yet, but yeah, definitely go and listen to Eliza. I absolutely love that song.
Oh, thank
So
you.
And
much.
it's superb. Coyote, I think that was the first one we put out for you, Gracie.
Yeah.
But yeah, talk to us about those songs. So I don't think those songs are actually released properly yet, are they?
No, they're not. We have been in the studio working on them, but we've just kind of been sharing them live and on social media for right now. Eliza is a duet that we wrote together. We were actually writing a different song, and Brock came up with the melody and like the main
Chorus.
chorus for Eliza, and then we started writing on that one.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I've been listening to a lot of Allman Brothers at the time. I'm a big '70s rock guy, and I was telling Grace I got all these girls' names and songs, and I was like, we need one of them.
Mhm.
And next thing you know, I just popped into my head, and that one came pretty quick, and that was fun writing that one. And have been everyone's really liked it. So we have that song. The bones are down in the studio. We just gotta go back once we find some time and finish it. So
Mhm.
we're excited to do that.
Yeah, it's it does give me those kind of Allman Brothers vibes, like you say, and I think with all the songs that you're doing together, particularly, it's got that kind of classic sound, but with a
Mhm.
modern twist almost. I know that sounds very vague to kind of describe it in that way, but I think that kind of blends well with the stuff, Gracie, you were doing previously, and the vocals you were pulling out, and Brock with I suppose the more gritty kind of rawness, and you put that together, and it just creates this kind of beautiful, duo. And I don't think there's many. I'm not seeing many duos like you on the scene either. So perhaps that's something different that you guys are putting out there too.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. We're definitely just trying to stay true to the music that like we write authentically, and it's been so much fun collaborating together and like bouncing ideas off of each other. I feel like we've grown a lot, like trying out each other's writing styles and just growing together as musicians. And I think the harmonies have been like a really interesting addition because it adds so much to the songs, and it's been fun.
Took me a while.
Yeah, yeah. As I was going to say, as it's kind of taken a lot of practice to kind of work in that way, a different style
Yeah,
that you were perhaps used. Yeah, that's
yeah. I'm
cool,
still
man.
learning.
It's no, it is beautiful, man. And yeah, like I said, the stuff we put out on YouTube already. So, folk, if you're out there listening, please go and check that out on our channel. I didn't know whether to share this bit, in fact, because we what I tend to do is I'll put the full track on there, and then I'll break it up into shorts just to kind of span it across the week to try and get as much traction. And one of the comments on the shorts made me laugh because I think it was a section of Eliza, and or maybe it was the other song. In fact, no, sorry, it was Coyote. And you were doing your part, Gracie, and it wasn't the harmony section, but obviously, Brock, you're in the shop. So someone commented, why is the young lady's handler or security, on the. I was like, yeah, dude, that's not a handler. That's Brock Burton. So it gave me an opportunity to kind of plug your work at the same time, but people thought
That's
you were
funny.
Gracie's security.
That's so funny.
I
You'd
ran
have to get
security
him made up a
before.
T-shirt.
Yeah, he does when it's solo gigs. He's my roadie.
There you go. Get yourself a T-shirt made up with Gracie's security guard.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Blazing across. But there you go. So awesome. So with the grit sessions, we've had some great Kentucky artists over in the UK as well. So over the last year, we've had the likes of Josh Mitchum, Cody Lee Meese, and Joe Clark when those guys were here. So it's fantastic doing this kind of work with Lance and bringing kind of more artists like yourself to the kind of forefront. But going into your music particularly, when did you start releasing kind of music professionally? I'm really interested in when people talk about, what the early days looked like and your early sound, and, how that's kind of transformed or even stayed consistent over the years to where you are now. So would you mind sharing a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, so I started my music career really early. I started writing just silly songs when I was like 12. I always knew that I wanted to be a musician. I was like in kindergarten singing Hannah Montana at my talent shows, and I wasn't sure how I wanted to get it done, but I just kept pushing and growing and learning more about writing songs. Um, and then after high school, I got into a record deal. And so that's like my first releases like that are out on Spotify and stuff like that. And they had more of like a pop country kind of like vision for my music, but I was writing more of an eclectic mix. I had some like rock country, I had like some bluegrass type songs, and uh, they weren't really wanting to release them. So after I got out of that deal, I did my first independent EP with a good friend named Eric Hagen, and so that was just a collection of songs that I had been working on the time that I got to make with some friends. And that was like my first independent release.
Fantastic. How about yourself, Brock?
Yeah, so I think when really COVID hit, I was still in school and I started taking it a little more serious, and I started writing my first songs around that 2021 area, and I had a lot of Coulter Wall, Childers influences. That's what I was listening to at the time, and I've kind of evolved from that now, and I feel like doing it longer and gigging and having more life experience, I've kind of fell into my own spot where I like to write and my own influences. Like we like a melting pot of
Yeah.
influences. I love so much music that we've kind of decided that we're just gonna take it all and kind of put it on, you know. But I'm trying to think now. I guess this is like really the second or third year of really doing music like not full time, but taking it real serious and gigging and getting out there and traveling on the road. So we're excited. We have a big summer coming up, and yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, like I said, I think, bringing that all together in terms of being the duo now, I think that just takes it to another level. And yeah, it's just superb to see. And, I can see you're part of the Tim's Brandstetter music management team as well, and that family that he's put together. So talk to us a little bit about that, because I'm interested. There's some amazing artists on there. I know Lance has joined the team recently too, but it does seem like a genuinely good group of people and fantastic artists from all ages as well. So what's the experience like for you guys?
Yes, definitely. We've had so much fun just collaborating with our friends, and we live a little bit further away from them. So we'll travel down and we've done gigs and collaborations and stuff like that. We just did a show with the Burl that was super fun. And then, like, we wound up doing a show in Richmond close to Lance. And so we did his podcast, and he came out to our show afterwards, and that was so much fun. But I think it's just a good community of musicians.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and he seems a top guy as well. So yeah, hope that goes really well for you guys. In terms of you touched upon writing new songs and hopefully getting to release them soon. I think the last release was from you, Brock, wasn't it? Heathenry, if I'm
Yes.
pronouncing that right. That's a jam. So anyone who wants to check that out on Spotify or wherever you listen to, go and check it out. And it's got Cody Lee Meese absolutely ripping guitar on
Yeah.
that too, just to add more flavour to it. But so yeah, what was that? Where did the inspiration for that song come from, man?
Yeah, so that song was I'm trying to think. I wrote that song a good while ago. I had some good buddies of mine that really helped push this music thing along at first when I wasn't for sure if I wanted to, if I was just uploading videos or really wanted to go do it. And they were a wild group of dudes. I think they're, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, we were always going to a party and doing something all summer and jumping through windows and all kinds of stuff when the door was locked. But so that kind of inspired that song. Just being wild and kind of having kind of a, I don't know, a rowdy song for summer. I don't write a lot of songs like that, but that one's probably one of my favorites. And when we went to record it, I could kind of hear what I wanted. A lot of songs, it's kind of hard to you go in there and you have a vision for it and it doesn't go exactly the way you want, and you gotta sit there and figure out where you're gonna take it. But Heathenry from day one, it was pretty much we had it down, and we kind of went for the CCR Skinner kind of vibe for it. And yeah, Cody knocked it out of the park, and then our guitarist at the time, Dylan Anders, did really, really good work on it. So it was fun, man. I was really happy the way it turned out. The organ was really cool, kind of giving us that old sound. But it's a good old song, good old driving song.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, definitely check that one out, guys. So in terms of like where you are now, guys, what would you say are kind of been the top moments of your career so far? I know you're kind of still early days, but what kind of things stick out in your mind that think, that's been damn cool, or, something off your bucket list already?
I think the top moments for me have been booking these festivals for this summer. It is a long-term dream of mine to perform at them, and it's such an honor to be on the lineup with all of these musicians that I've listened to and looked up to forever. So it's just going to be a really cool experience. So the moment that we found out we were playing each of them has to be like one of my top memories of my entire career. Playing the Burl, was definitely one of those moments. For the Love of Appalachia was the first time that I ever played there, and it's only like an hour and 15 minutes from us, so it was a dream venue for sure on my bucket list, and I'm super excited. Yeah, those are my favorites. What about you?
Yeah, I think these festivals coming up. I kind of a bucket list when I first started music, and I could say we've knocked off 3 already. And it's pretty special to me. Just marking off those accomplishments like Laurel Cove and um, getting to play at the Bell Theater, playing at the Burl. Those are all things that were really, really goals for me, and we're knocking down those doors. So I think the summer is gonna take the cake on some of these, but getting to open up the Creekers at a sold out show was awesome.
Yeah.
That was really special.
Yeah, they're absolutely killing it right now, the Creekers, and deservedly so. And you mentioned Laurel Cove a couple of times, and that is on my bucket list of venues and festivals to go to. It's looks like what John has put out there has grown every year, and it just seems to be sold out before even the lineup's announced. So good on you guys for getting on that list. There's some really cool acts this year. What is there anyone particular that you're excited to kind of see play there?
Probably Jason Scott and the High Heat, Wilder Blue. Those are two bands I haven't got to hear yet live ever, and I've been listening to their stuff a bunch recently. Looking forward to hearing Cole Chaney and Colton Bolin, our buddy. That's gonna be a lot of fun. There's a bunch of great artists on there, but those
Super
ones
excited
for.
SG Goodman.
Oh yeah,
That's gonna be
SG.
so good.
Yeah, like you say, you could probably just reel off the entire kind of list of
for
Laurel
sure.
Cove, and
We listen to
everyone is so
everybody.
cool.
So.
Yeah. So what's the event like? What is the kind of vibe of Laurel Cove? Because I think people see a lot of it online, but to actually attend, it's interesting to kind of hear your kind of take on it.
To me, it's just like a really special place. It looks like a fairy garden. There's like stone benches covered in moss, and there's like just built into the side of the mountain. It's just so beautiful. And then you don't have a ton of service. So you're just out there like soaking in the moment, and just all of these people that are huge music supporters and true music fans. So it's a really cool environment to listen to music and also to perform there for people that have so much respect and love for music is going to be really special.
Yeah, fantastic. You've sold it to me already. So yeah, let's see if I can get a hall pass to leave the UK next year and attend the next one. It'd be cool to see some of you guys in person as well.
That would be so
fantastic.
much fun.
Yeah, man, it will be. So halfway through the podcast, normally to break things up a little bit, because sometimes it can get a little bit heavy in terms of just going through question after question. So we like to, make things a little bit easy with a quick fire round. So who wants to go first? It's going to be 5 questions, minimal thinking. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. So whatever you say is correct, essentially. But so who wants to take it on first?
I'll go first.
Okay, good on you. Right, are you ready? So number 1. Favorite musician from your childhood?
Oh man, probably Waylon. That's what I listened to when I was little.
One independent artist that more people should know about?
Jordan Lee King.
Best album or song you've heard from the last 5 years?
Oh man, that's a really hard one. I'm terrible on the spot with songs. Shoot. Best song or album I've heard in the last 5 years. Gosh. All right. I'm trying to think. I need help here.
What about what we were listening to in Alabama?
Oh yeah. Okay, this is more recent. I'm about the last 5 years, but a recent album or song I've been jamming to a bunch is the Band of Heathens. I think it's Southern Sides or Country Sides. I love that album. I think it's the song. I'm forgetting the title now. That whole album I love.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. Best gig you've ever been to?
Best gig?
Yeah.
Like playing or watching?
Watching, yeah. What's been the best gig that you've attended as a spectator?
Okay, I'm gonna say a couple here. Probably Ray Wiley Hubbard at 3rd and Lindsay's in Nashville, and then our buddy Tyler Smilo put on a solo show up there in Erie, Pennsylvania, acoustic show for him, and it was awesome. It was amazing.
Fantastic. You got some good picks there, man. Gracie, are you ready?
I'm ready.
She went second so she could think while you were doing yours. So, favorite musician from your childhood?
Elvis or Ray Wiley Hubbard?
One independent artist more people should know about?
Smilo and the Ghost.
Best album or song you've heard from the last 5 years?
That's a tough one. I've been thinking about it. Probably Smilo and the Ghost's recent releases. I'm listening to them all the time.
Yeah, their name comes up a lot, so we'll definitely have to check more of them out. Best gig you've ever been to?
Definitely Ray Wiley Hubbard. I love him so much.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys. Normally that goes a lot smoother because I'm normally talking to one, so, good on you for entertaining me with that. But anyway, so we talked about Laurel Cove and some of the events that you're playing this year. Also checked out that you've got Unbroken Circle in September, isn't that right? So headlining that particular festival is Whiskey Myers and Sierra Ferrell. So these are some huge kind of festivals that you're playing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we are so excited. Unbroken Circle, I've listened to all of the artists on there forever. I'm super excited to be on the same lineup as Sierra Farrell. I just watched her at Railbird last year, and she's just incredible. I've looked up to her for a long time, and the same with Flatland. I've listened to them forever. I've been singing their songs and covering them myself, and it's going to be really special.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I'm always interested in these kind of festivals. So when you've got so many artists, is there kind of a backstage area or green room where you actually get to meet like Flatland or those guys, or what kind of happens behind the scenes? Like,
Yeah, I think it just all depends on whatever, like everyone's pre-show ritual. I think
Yeah.
sometimes people like to be away and like kind of focus in, and sometimes like to hang out. I know last year at Unbroken, I think we met almost everybody. I
Mhm.
got a poster, I got it signed by I think almost every single artist there, so that was really special. Got to meet Marcus King and Blackberry Smoke and Ricky Skaggs and all those guys.
Yeah, so cool.
So usually everybody's pretty is hanging out, having a good time, just chilling, and so it's cool getting to see those people that I've grew up watching and listening to for years, and you get to see them right there in person. It's a weird thing sometimes too. You're like, I can't believe that's them right there.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a bit surreal, isn't it, to do that? But no, that's really cool. Always interesting, like a bit of a peek behind the curtains for the normies like us that obviously see it from the other side of the stage. But so you talked about kind of pre-show rituals. Do you guys have anything, before you guys go onto stage? Is there anything that you guys do?
I usually get pretty silent.
Yeah, you gotta get your head in the right place. So I'm like thinking positive thoughts in my brain. I'm really big about like affirmations. So I'm like, you're gonna kill it. You're born to be a rock star. Like just like thoughts in my brain to get me like hyped up before I go on stage. And I always listen to Ray Wiley Hubbard. So it's like my hype up
To give you the
songs.
inspiration. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, I
It's
just get a little
so
antisocial, antisocial, sit in the corner, and then like put a lip pillar in and go play some music. That's usually how it goes.
So do the nerves kind of dissipate as soon as you get on stage, or is it a song or two before you start kind of getting in it?
That's something that I've had to work on a lot. It's like adrenaline, and I would get like I would feel like my legs were like tree trunks, I'd be like, you gotta move around. And so working on getting that nervous energy and like the adrenaline out like before you go on stage. Um, it doesn't matter like how prepared I am. If it's something new and something that I'm really excited about, I'm gonna be like really hyped up. So really just learning to like channel that energy and get it out, be ready.
Yeah, yeah. It's so interesting when we ask all types of artists this. Emily Jameson said that she gets so nervous still and has her own ways of coping. And I won't mention names, but we met a huge artist last year that you just wouldn't think would have any nerves whatsoever, and at a regular venue almost. And yeah, the nerves beforehand were just off the wall. He had to kind of do his routine. Everyone stays out the way and let him get on with it. So it's interesting, for normies like us that don't go on stage and play to crowds. It's an interesting insight, and I suppose that leads me on to another question in terms of why do you play for crowds? What what kind of entices you to do that?
Mm. For me, at first, I think it was like the missing adrenaline. So I played sports and stuff. Being able to go out and perform was something I love to do. And then once that was done, performing in a different way and music kind of gave me that feeling back again. And then once I got doing it more and older, the connection between people and how music brings everybody together. And no matter what's going on, everybody can have a good time. And connect with everybody. And I can't tell you how many shows I've gone to where I didn't know somebody and come out the venue best friends with somebody just talking to them at a music venue. So I think that's what I like to do it for the most is meeting people and just enjoying life together.
Yeah, I think for me, I agree. Like on the connection thing, I started wanting to perform because I wanted to share my songs, and writing songs is how I like share my emotions and like connect with the world. And it's like an outlet for me. And I think whenever I started doing that when I was younger, and I would go to open mics and play my original music, and people would say, like, connect with that, or you made me feel less alone, or like I felt that way too. Like it just was such a special feeling. And so like now when we get on stage and share our original songs, it's like such a cool connection with the audience, and it's like everybody can relate and understand.
Yeah, and maybe that will help with the nerves as well. That sort of affirmation and connection, like you've had since you've been doing it. So that's a really cool thing, to be able to achieve for somebody. So yeah, thanks for sharing that, guys. I know, some of these questions are a little bit weird, but I'm
Oh,
just
no.
No,
No,
thank you
it's
interesting
so
in
it's
much.
so funny too with nerves and stuff. It's like once you step up there, like I'll be nervous beforehand, but once I get up there and play the first note, I'm good. I'm in the zone. And it's so weird because it goes by so fast because you're so focused and your adrenaline's going so much and you're having a good time, and it's like, before you know it, you're done. 10 songs, whatever, how many songs you're playing, you're done. And it's like, well, that wasn't that bad, and it's kind of like sports, when we used to play football, like I'd be nervous before that too. And then, first play, and then I'm good, so it's weird how that stuff happens. But then like, you might not be nervous at all. And my leg might be shaking, and that still happens to me every now and then. My leg be shaking.
to watch out for that. But so what's
Yeah.
the next day like? You're on such an adrenaline high after playing these awesome venues to fantastic people, and then you go home afterwards or the next day. What's it like? Is there a big kind of lull at that point, and how do you cope with it?
I think for me, it just feels like a relief and kind of like an achievement. I'm like, oh yeah, that one's so good. Like, or yeah, like I got through it. I did something like that I'm proud of and shared my songs, and it was so much fun. So like processing that afterwards is a lot less pressure, because I think like going into the show, you're thinking about what all you have to get done and making sure that you have the songs all memorized, and you're thinking about like the job that you have to do. And like afterwards, for me, I get to like really enjoy it and like soak in the moment.
Yeah. I'm just that hell yeah, that was awesome. And then I'm going to the river and catching fish the next day.
That sounds perfect. And actually, again, it's a nice segue to our question that we frequently ask guests is so on the Rugged Revival, we're big advocates and supporters of mental health, looking after your own mental health and try and look after your bodies as well. And we'd like to understand how artists particularly look after your mental health when you're not playing, performing, and doing kind of the music thing, and particularly social media as well, because that can be exhausting, brutal at times, all consuming. What kind of things do you do to kind of clear your head and keep on track, really?
Oh, definitely. I think social media can be really hard. It used to be a lot harder for me. Like I was editing my videos and like watching myself all the time. And I was like such a harsh critic, like, oh, I messed up that note or like that line. And like it's easy to get in your head and be a perfectionist. But I think when I started treating social media and all of that is more of just like, I'm just talking to my friend, like just being my most authentic self, posting silly mess ups, posting like all of the behind the scenes stuff, like the not glamorous stuff, it really like became less stressful to me. And I wasn't so focused on like the perfection part of it. And so that helped me a lot. And then for like the mental health aspect, I think it's important to like focus on gratitude for me and like all of these things that like I'm thankful for. Like, yeah, like I'm nervous, or like I'm not sure, like, I'm having a break right now, maybe I'm having a hard time, and then I'm like, "But look at all of these things that are in my life that I'm grateful for. Like, it's a beautiful day. I get to play. I have the ability to play my guitar and sing. People listen to my songs. I get to have an online community. I have music friends." Like, just focusing on all of the things that you are grateful for, I think makes a big impact for me. And then, like, the positive affirmations and stuff have been really helpful for me, like replacing negative thoughts with like positivity, and like just being super kind to yourself. Like if you wouldn't talk to your friend that way, would you talk to yourself that way?
Yeah, I just get out in the woods, man. That's what I do. I just go out there and find whatever I can do. I always got done turkey season and stuff, and that was my therapy for the last month. And then Grace knows I got so many days I gotta go fish in the week usually, and that's my therapy. Taking a break and go out there and do that and come back and ready to go.
Yeah, get a little mental break. That's important.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And any whiskey and weed involved in that as well, Brock?
yeah. Every now and then, There's a little bit of that involved in Sleep in the Woods this weekend. That was a good time.
Yeah, it's it looks a super interesting, very different type of festival that Nick puts on out there, almost hippie-ish, dare I say.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was great.
Yeah, it looks wonderful. So yeah, I'll definitely keep that on my bucket list. But yeah, thank you guys for sharing that. I know it's sometimes we don't think about it enough, but we'd just like to ask that, and if there's anybody out there, just talk to somebody as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So guys, we went for a quick fire round a minute ago. This one's hopefully a little bit easier. So you've probably done this type of thing before in terms of a Mount Rushmore of favourite artists. So I think it's quite cool to ask the question, to see who you come back with, to see how that aligns with the music that you play, and kind of your style and your sound. So who wants to go first?
Grace, you got this one. Yeah.
You first. Okay, so who would be on your Mount Rushmore, Gracie?
Okay. Can it be any artist, like of all time, like favorite of all time?
Yes.
Okay. I would say Elvis, Ray Wiley Hubbard, Turnpike Troubadours. It's so hard to pick only a few. Joan Jett, and what's my last one?
There's 5, right?
I think there's 4 in Mount Rushmore, so you
I told you.
probably got that.
You said 5.
Is that the
Top
question she
4.
asked you? Fair enough. Yeah, no, it's a good eclectic mix. How about you, Brock?
I'm just kidding. I said 5. All right. If I gotta go with influences on my music and stuff, I'd say Jason Isbell is one of them. Steve Earle. Probably Turnpike Troubadours, and then Leonard Skinner.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds right up my alley. That does. So yeah, great selection, guys. It's interesting to hear, and definitely I can hear Isbell in what you're putting out, Brock. That's
Oh, thank you.
whether it's his voice or just the styling. But yeah, I think anyone that likes Jason Isbell will certainly like your music, man. Fantastic. So in terms of what you guys are doing, kind of in a near and perhaps more distant future, what does that look like in your head? Do you have, I mean, how much do you have mapped out right now, or in the pipeline? What's going on?
I'd say we kind of have a mix. Like, we're always go with the flow and like taking opportunities as they come. We have shows booked for the rest of the year, but we're still booking up our schedule. I have been working on finishing up a song, One Hit Wonder. So I'm trying to release that right before Laurel Cove. So I'll have a new song out, and I'm super excited. It's a really fun one. It's like a funky, fun song, and I'm just excited to get some new music out there.
Yeah, we got a couple more songs coming out soon. And then after that, I think we got a couple singles in the mix, and hopefully, my goal is put a record together, maybe later this year or next year. And I know we'll be on the road a bunch here coming soon. We're going to Texas and Florida, and
Yeah.
where else?
Ohio.
Ohio, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So I'll be all over the place. Really looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun year.
We're doing North Springs Music Fest in Ghost Town.
Yep.
So that's gonna be fun.
Awesome. You've got so much going on, and it all sounds amazing. And Texas particularly, I love the Texas scene. I think that's along with Kentucky, probably one of the best in the world. And so you guys have been down there before, haven't you? I think you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes. I've spent a lot of time in Texas. I have some like long-term family friends that I go stay with, and they live in Seguin, so I kind of go between like Seguin and like New Braunfels, and Dallas, Fort Worth. So the music scene there is just really cool, and I think it lines up well with the type of music that I write and we both write. So it's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. We were very fortunate to go out there last year and see some incredible, artists like Presley Hale and, all of the kind of independent Texas guys. And
Yeah.
absolutely love Fort Worth. I wish we had more than a week. I think we were out there before we had to go back home. But yeah, you can spend several weeks just in Fort Worth alone. and you mentioned New Braunfels with Green Hall and places like that. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, just iconic places, and hopefully we'll be able to get back out there one day. But so outside of the US, have you got any aspirations to come to places like the UK or Europe or anywhere like that?
Oh yeah,
We would love that. That would be so much fun, and a complete, like, adventure, you know, just getting to share our music in so many different places would be amazing.
yeah. I eat some beans and toast.
The
Oh,
Oh
good
my
old British
gosh.
I
curry.
want to eat a
So
spud. A spud is that they call 'em?
yeah, jacket potato. Yeah, that's not really
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
thing, but yeah, we'll treat you to the most bland, boring kind of British food when you're at it. But yeah, hit us up definitely, guys. If you're coming this way, we'd love to meet up, do some recordings, and yeah,
Yeah.
have more conversations. But look, I really appreciate you carving out some time for us. I know, like I said, I know you're super busy, but thanks so much for coming on the show. And again, for letting us share those sessions work. They are incredible. I'm going to shout from the rooftops about it with the 2 tracks that we put out already. We'll put the next one out very soon, and we'll announce that with you guys. But where can we find you guys online? Where's the easiest way to contact you if somebody wants to book you for a show or just to kind of reach out in general?
The easiest way is probably social media. You can find me as Gracie Yates on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Or you can find all of our music on any of the streaming platforms. Just look for Gracie Yates or Brock Burton. And then my website, gracieyates.com, has information as well. So,
Yep. And then Brock Burton Music on all social media platforms is mine. And yeah, you can get in contact with us on there, DM us, and we can set something up.
Awesome. And could they contact Brandstetter as well if they want to book shows or anything like that?
it's usually better to message us on social media and then we forward it to our booking agent and all that good stuff so we can check our schedules. We kind of work as a team.
Yep.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for
Awesome.
having us. This has been so much fun. And thank you for
Yeah,
sharing our
absolutely.
music.
It's nice to talk to people finally after, just kind of hanging out online in the
Oh,
virtual
definitely.
world. This is still
Yeah.
the virtual world, mind, and it's very difficult sometimes to have these conversations with connection issues and, everything like that. But, it's been great. But is there anything else that perhaps I haven't kind of mentioned that you want to kind of plug or get out there?
Are we missing anything?
I don't think so.
We're going to be releasing some merch
Oh, yeah.
soon. So we're going to have a pre-order for some shirts, and then we're also going to have merch that we're selling like at all the festivals and stuff. So if anybody wants to buy some t-shirts or some stickers, just shoot us a message on social media as Gracie Yates or Brock Burton, and we'll get you the pre-orders and ship you some shirts.
I'm so jealous of you guys out there. We struggle to get merch because the shipping costs are so flipping
Oh,
high.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sending anything to the UK. But yeah, next time we're out there, I'm going to fill my suitcase up with all manner of stuff. So there you go. But I don't know if you guys have got a drink to hand. If you don't, we always sign off with a toast. So to the grit, the grind, and to the revival. Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks guys for coming on. And yeah, check out the episode when it lands.
Cheers.